this is, I don't know if you can see this. This is a, a copy, like a facsimile of a list of cue sheets. So basically, the way to answer your question, I think they sent me the video, I watched it. Then I went into their offices and sat with the director and the producer and talked about what they wanted to do. And what you do is a spotting session is you basically go from the very first frame of film to the very last frame and decide where specifically music will and won't go. Like, where does it come in? Where does it go out? When does it come in again? When does it go out again? And you make a list of every cue from the beginning of the movie to the end with a description, just sort of a general description of what's going on. And there's also, I don't know if you can see here, but there's a timing. There's an actual, you know what SMPTE code is? This is the code the industry uses that is burned into the video so that when you're working in production, you can synchronize everything with an agreed upon point. You look at the number, you know what frame you're on. So this cue sheet shows you where the music starts and where it goes out. And I take this home. There's a person called a music editor, which prepares all of this. And I use this as a reference. So I'm at home working. I know what I have to do, how much music I have to do. And I can also, I was looking here, more show and tell. I have this, I found this as well. This is a log from the scoring session that showed, as I was working, all of the you know, even with something that's not shot on film, they tend to break them into reels. So each cue has a reel number and a scene number, basically, or cue number, from reel 1 through reel 6. So 6 reels and an hour and a half long. I don't know how long is Scooby Doo, an hour and a half, something like that. And it shows that I had 1, 2, 3, 4 different size orchestras that I was working with. So this is probably a recording session that took 1 to 2 days for the amount of music we had, I'm guessing. So my largest group, I called it A+. My next group was A. Then I had a B orchestra and a C orchestra. And probably the largest orchestra was maybe 50 to 60 musicians. And the smallest may have been a dozen. And so the point of this is that when you have the list of cues, I have to go through and decide, well, which scene do I absolutely have to have everybody playing on? I need the big guns. I need to make a lot of noise and have all the fancies. And then I say, put that in that category. Then there may be another scene that's more intimate or quiet. And I say, well, I can do that with a small group. So you have to figure it out and balance it. So that's the first thing that I would do. And as I said, in the meeting, we would talk about, you know, the director might say, well, in fact, I remember one instance, the opening of that, the main title segues to a song. They had hired some songwriters to write, I think, 2 or 3 songs for the movie. And they knew that this first song was going to start at this particular place, but that my music had to precede it and lead into it. So I had to, you know, I had to devise a way to make that seamless connection. You know, and I can tell you how that worked, but the point is that knowing that, you know, that main title had to go into their song informed me in terms of what kind of instruments I would need or what I might have to have available to me. And also, of course, timing wise, to be sure that, you know, if you have a song that's a particular tempo, that your music is ending at that tempo so that they can connect. What I remember is the song began with kind of a drum fill, like a tom-tom kind of thing. So my music ended with a similar thing, except instead of the drum set playing, it was the concert tom-toms and the orchestra doing digga digga. So they kind of blend from one to the next and carried on.